How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zen over here, bringing you guys a brand new One Piece chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 857. And in this chapter, guys, we actually get to see a little bit more of character development, but none other than Capone Bege himself. This chapter was literally all about Capone Bege. That I personally thought that interesting how Oda's actually going about with these chapters with Capone Bege, because now he's going to become a very important figure throughout the whole entire Whole Cake Island. Needless to say, the whole One Piece community, of course, was kind of figuring itself out slowly, bit by bit, as each chapter was coming out. But you know, for all you new people that are like barely catching on to One Piece, or if you guys aren't connecting the puzzle pieces together, Capone Bege really is going to be making an alliance with many of the Straw Hat members and many other possible people to take down the Yonko herself, Big Mom, Charlotte Linlin. That's who I personally think that Capone Bege might actually do. He might actually succeed, and Luffy's plans will actually succeed now, if you guys think about it, because Capone Bege, what I did in a Capone theory, I believe earlier this week, makes so much sense now, because of the fact Capone Bege, he's that enigmatic character that's in charge of security staff that Big Mom trusted, but yeah, he's the one that's gonna wreck the wedding itself. That's very interesting to see how Oda's actually going with the story itself, because Capone Bege is literally gonna be turning the tides now. And not only that, because of the fact that he can use the Candy Jack bullets not only against the Germa 66, but also due to the fact that he can use it against Big Mom pirates, so that if the Germa 66 are vulnerable to these bullets, so can the Big Mom pirates. And Capone Bege himself is slowly taking out the big chiefs in the Big Mom pirates, you could say. That is slowly and surely but coming closer to us, and we're all starting to see the big picture that one by one the turmoil within the Big Mom pirates is slowly starting to escalate higher and higher for themselves, that their organized order is actually starting to get destroyed by none other than the black sheep himself, Capone Bege. And that's very interesting to see. But nonetheless, though, like I said, Capone Bege, he himself is not one that's actually very powerful himself. He himself is more of tactical and strategizing. That's what he's known for. That's what he's known for, guys. But powerhouses, not necessarily. But that's where Luffy, Jinbei, and potentially other pirates that we don't know about, it's gonna be coming to the tea party ceremony, is gonna come in as a factor, because those are the ones that are gonna be helping Capone Bege take down Big Mom itself. That's interesting how this chapter was going about, because in chapter 857, sorry if I'm digressing, guys, but chapter 857, it was involving Jinbei explaining to Luffy as to what's going on about throughout the whole wedding cake ceremony itself. And of course, it was involving itself Sanji finally actually talking back to the crew members themselves, saying that yes, I'm finally back with you guys. I know I've reached out to Luffy, and yes, we're, they're good friends, etc, etc. They come to the realization that that Sanji wants to live, and he wants to help his family out, the Germa 66, even though he knows that they're complete douchebags themselves. But of course, Sanji's family is still family, and as his character is developing, he cannot go without having that on his conscience of him actually having his own family blood like killed in a very cold manner, so to speak. So goes on to say that Luffy's actually proposing new ideals with Jinbei, that Jinbei proposed to Luffy first, actually, that let's make Capone Bege your ally in order for you to take down Big Mom, because of course Luffy doesn't really have an army necessarily on Whole Cake Island. Luffy, more or less to say, he has more, let's just say, a couple of friends in there, but not necessarily an army where Capone Bege has. Capone Bege has that fortress, his own Delver ability, that he's that walking fortress, he's that Trojan horse. And Luffy himself, like I said, will make sense for him to utilize that ability of Capone Bege's. Granted though, like I said, we did get a lot of exposition on Capone Bege himself, as we seen that he was a terrorizing mobster back in his youngster days in the West Blue itself, and there's 5 other terrorizing mafia members that are very powerful in the West Blue that we have yet to hear about. But I'm wondering if that's a reference to the Italian mobsters, the top 5 mafia dons, or if that was a reference to Capone Bege's gang that he was in his own turf. I'm sorry, not Capone Bege, Al Capone, the real life mobster, if that was a reference to where he was actually having a full authority back in the streets of Chicago. I don't know if it's referencing both of those together, or if it's something that Oda's just referencing bit by bit. But like, nonetheless, I know he's referencing one of the two. One of the two I know for sure. But nonetheless, so guys, it's interesting to see how the chapter is going about. As we see that near the end of the chapter, it seems that Capone Bege, he was actually he was inside his own giant throne room, or his castle walls, so to speak, and it was showing that he's ready. He was like, oh, and this is his words, you know, Jinbei isn't one to joke about. I can't wait to like have more allies, you know, to take down Big Mom. And it's personally like, I'm kind of seeing that like, it's like a big giant stepping stone, that it seems that Capone Bege doesn't really care as to who really is siding with him. He just wants that overall goal that he wants is to take down Big Mom. And like I said, it's his character just doesn't really have a purpose other than just a full-on bloody gangster fight, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. That's all that Capone Bege really wants. That makes it so funny and comical, yet so serious at the same time, because he has no other purpose but to shoot down Big Mom. And yet the other characters have more of a higher story behind them, but Capone Bege not really, because they also explain in Capone Bege's actual exposition that when he was younger as well, he didn't really care about the money or fame or the power itself. It was more or less to say he was just trying to show authority towards the other people, to strike fear in them, and he wanted to just take the heads as proof, saying that yes, I took down their leader. It was like basically like a kid just like trying to show him like, oh yeah, I'm a man, guys. It's kind of weird like how he was kind of emphasized that, but it makes him stand out against the Supernovas, because it seems that his ideal goal is to be king, but king in a rightful manner of having no kings at all. Like he is the only king, and if someone tries to step up to him, he will just try to diminish that king or demasculate him to a way that he's ruthless. As they explained, he was a very ruthless animal. He will torture people slowly but surely. That's crazy, like how they're kind of referencing again to Al Capone himself. Like I said, it's very interesting how Oda was doing these chapters. And granted, though, guys, we did get to see Caesar involved in one of the last panels. That I personally thought that, my God, Capone is gonna use Caesar. That itself is gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see what Caesar's gonna be capable of doing when he's not handcuffed. It's been a while since we haven't seen this guy unhandcuffed itself, or at least using the battle against another enemy besides Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates, that I want to see that happening itself, or against the Big Mom Pirates too, because remember, guys, if I remember correctly, Caesar was locked up or experimenting on his research, so needless to say, we don't know if Caesar is going to be working on the gigantification sorry about that, guys, that gigantification formula for Big Mom. We don't know if he's been working on that, because we haven't gotten that much exposition on Caesar on Whole Cake Island itself, because there's so much story going around Whole Cake Island that we haven't gotten to Caesar yet. So I'm hoping that in the next chapter they're actually going to focus on Caesar himself as well. Then I'm wondering too if he's been working on that, or if he's now actually in cahoots with Capone Bege himself, or if he's actually now part of the Fire Tank Pirates itself. I don't know if it really would fit him to be in that part of the crew, but it would make sense, because at the same, just for like time being, I'm trying to find the logical reasoning, and that is because, you know, Capone Bege can offer that protection that Caesar wants, and Caesar wants to be protected from all the Yonkos and everybody that's after him, so he can go to his castle, and technically Capone. So they could make sense. Trying to make justifiable facts, folks. as to why Caesar would work with Capone Bege. But other than that, nonetheless, Caesar doesn't really have nothing going for her. But there's lots of power plays that are going about in this chapter, folks, that I kind of find interesting. Not necessarily this chapter, but the overall story that's going to be happening. There's just so many power plays. Now, granted, though, Jinbei did explain in the chapter that we're going to get other people that are going to be coming in. We don't know. They didn't really explain as to who's going to be coming in, but it's going to be important figures. So it's going to be underworld figures. So it could be maybe one of Kaido's men, maybe one of Blackbeard's men. Maybe it's going to be, you know, what's his name? Buggy the Clown. Maybe he really is going to be coming onto Whole Island, and we might see Kudo the Black Cat. We might see also the Scratchman Akpu Pirates. We might see the Kid Pirates coming in. Like I said, there's so many pirates that could be coming in from the underworld itself that to the tea ceremony, or maybe what's called the Red Hair Pirates could also be making a comeback in this arc. You know, like, oof, there's just so many things that could be happening, that the wedding star, that Oda really is preparing to make this a giant spectacular battle itself. It's interesting, folks. Like, I'm loving the way it's going. But let me know down in the comments below, guys, as to what you guys' thoughts on chapter 857. As this chapter, like I said, was entertaining. In theories, we're going into Limelight, but it seems, like I said, it has this gangster and mafia theme going on now. Now that's very interesting. So maybe I should have done this with like a top hat or a fedora. Maybe I should have done that. But needless to say, like I said, let me know down in the comments below, guys, as to what you guys' thoughts. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more One Piece related otaku discussions. And as always, hope you guys are having a wonderful day, guys. This is Mr. Zen, signing out.